What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the 7th episode of Season 1 of 180, a podcast brought to you by Across the Culture. I'm your host, Xander Tsadwa, founder of Across the Culture, and today's episode is going to answer the question, what makes a bar hard? Sticking with the theme of essential hip-hop questions. I see a lot of lyrics from rappers that get praise for being, polysyllabic or super witty without having a lot of substance. I see a lot of bars that are timeless in their truth, but aren't valued as much because of a lack of wordplay. So I wanted to offer just a couple of qualities that I think are essential to a bar being tough or being, timeless. And having any one of these qualities, I think, can make a good bar. The qualities that I'm going to offer as like those essential qualities are wit, and synonyms would be cleverness, intelligence, relevance to, a topic, a person, a region, and realness. So authenticity, of course, pervading everything that hip hop is about. And wishes to be. Wit or intelligence of a bar, I think it can take a lyric over the top when it offers insight that isn't, commonly seen or held by people, or it flips words in an impressive way to make a point. An example of a bar that I think is hard because of its insightfulness is Ye saying, even if you in a Benz, you still a nigga in a coupe. And there's wordplay there too, of course, but I think the insight, the idea, the observation that even a seemingly upwardly mobile black man in America is trapped because of his race, is a powerful insight, and that makes that hard. An example of wordplay coloring a lyric in a really powerful way, I'm going to give some props to Future. Cody and Crazy, I think, is a masterpiece, and also he's just a much better songwriter than people give him credit for. So to start the second verse, drown in an act is suicide. When I hit the scene, it's homicide. That wordplay does a really good job of painting a complex picture of a man who is the man and is also deeply depressed. And I think it's really hard to pull off in just one bar, but he does it. An example of relevance, I would say Saw Baby throughout anime world, not only because it's topical, but when you're thrust into that soundscape, a really dreamy, anime-like soundscape, every lyrical choice is then either emphasized or undermined by that. So when he picks really specific Naruto characters or has a Japanese spoken interlude, it really heightens the value of each bar because you are in anime world with him. So when he says something like Orochimaru, snake a nigga, that is super relevant to Naruto fans, to the song, to him, and it just elevates the value of that bar in the context of that song. So relevance can make a bar harder than it may seem on paper. And lastly, realness. It's hip hop. Authenticity is an essential quality throughout the culture and the genre. A bar that is powerful in its observation or its truth doesn't need wordplay. It just needs, the context of the song, the conviction of the artist to be hard. It's a bar that makes you text a 100 emoji. The bar that makes you go, talk to these niggas. A lot of Jeezy bars do that. See the State Troopers getting butterflies, or somewhere in the back of my sick and deranged brain, I still get a rush when I talk that cane. You spent the whole song talking about how terrified you were of getting caught and thrown away, and then you make it out and you still have this lingering, rush or thrill of it. And it's just a really deep, look into his consciousness or his persona. Ultimately, some combination or just the existence of, wit, realness, and relevance can make a bar hard. And I think there's room to appreciate lyrical masterminds as well as people who have just mastered speaking their truth with a unique conviction. That is what makes bars hard. I think there's room to appreciate any and all craftsmen and craftswomen in hip hop. Thank you for watching and listening. Peep the next one.